It's Sarcasm Speaks. We've been talking. I'm going to rehash the story. So sorry, Bob, you're going to hear this again, but it's new.
Yeah, it's cool. I just won't listen.
Yeah, it's fine. When the host doesn't listen. So what I just showed him was, so I just bought this new wallet the other day, actually a couple weeks ago. It took a couple weeks to get here because of the good old supply chain.
Supply chain, dude.
I've had the same wallet basically my entire life. I took my dad's old wallet after he died, and I've just been using it, and it's finally kind of like getting on its last leg. Great fucking wallet. It's of all things, it's a fossil. But
Don't make
it's
them like
from,
they used to.
It's got to be 20 years old. It was not brand new when he died in 2005. So like, say he bought it like somewhere around 2002. It's got to be at least 20 years old, and like it's still together, right? But like some of the stitches have fallen out, and like it's beat up, right? Like it's an old, and it's also a fat wallet. Like it's a thick wallet, and it fucks with my back when I keep it in my back pocket and I sit on it.
The only thing I can think of is fucking Costanza.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Seinfeld?
Yeah.
And he had the wallet with all the receipts in it. He held on to everything.
Yep.
And it fucked his back up from fucking.
So I'll give him a shout out. I might actually, after this process, depending on how it goes, maybe I'll look into see if they have an affiliate program, if they want to sponsor the show. But I'll give a shout out to King's Loot wallet, King's Loot's wallet, or King's Loot, whatever it is. I bought the wallet, and they sent it to me. And so the other thing too is, like I said, it's a fat wallet. I actually got it right here. You can see if you're on YouTube, right? Like this thing's old. It's frayed, it's shredded. Like there's stitching that's literally missing. Right here. It's just gone. It's old, So the leather is splitting on the bottom. So, and it's fat too, right? So I got this King's Loot wallet because it's super thin, right? Super sleek. It holds like 12 cards. I don't know. I'll do an ad read for them if they sponsor us. I'm not going to do an ad read for them now. I'll shut out is enough. But pretty cool wallet, right? And it also fits in my front pocket. So I could theoretically keep my wallet and my keys in my front pocket. Don't have to keep anything in the back pocket. No more, fucking up your hips and your back and all that shit. Cool, right? Well, it came in yesterday, and I just haven't had time to switch over my wallet.
By the way, you need to start getting your affairs in order, because the last two things that you've said you don't have time for are very, very trivial tasks.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just I'm doing a bunch of shit, and this week with work is fucking nuts. Like I didn't get home until, I don't know, like 6 o'clock, I think today, or pretty close to 6 o'clock. I'll get to that too in a minute, or later on in the show, because scientists are fucking morons. But anyway, I got the wallet came in yesterday. I just didn't switch anything over because I'm lazy. That's better? Does that fit your? I didn't want to. I didn't want to. That's why.
I would say, because I don't remember what the last one was, but you didn't have time for something else, and I'm like,
it was the golf quiz, the mental quiz.
Oh yeah, that took like 4 seconds.
Yeah. So I leave the wallet on my desk today in the office, right where I'm sitting now, and I get a text in the middle of the day today from Amy being like, "Hey, did you buy a new wallet?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" She goes, "Oh, well, Pickett just chewed the shit out of it." So here we are. My new wallet has teeth marks and ripped the stitching out. She did a pretty good job. So it's not completely fucked. Like I could still use it if I wanted to, but like for a brand new wallet, I kind of want it to be brand new. So I go on the website. Luckily, King's Loot, shout out to them. They have a lifetime replacement program where I just said to you, like, you got to jump through some hoops. You got to like create an account, fill out a Google form, go through a process, do this other thing, and then submit your information. And then you do have to pay for shipping and handling. So you got to pay to ship it back to them, and then they'll ship you a brand new one. But it's a lifetime thing. So if I get another new one and it comes in 3 weeks because, supply chain sucks, because Pete Bukaki Judge is out on paternity leave again, maybe. I don't know. He took the keys to the supply chain with him. And I can't get it in 3 weeks. And then after a day, Pickett choose it again. Well, I can go through the exact same process. All I have to do is just keep paying for shipping and handling, which eventually that would add up, right? But theoretically, over the lifetime of a wallet, as long as this company stays in business, I can just keep getting a new wallet. All I have to do is, well, I've already created the account. So I would imagine that's one less step, one less hoop that I have to jump through eventually when I go through this whole thing. But yeah, it's super fucking, all things considered, it's pretty easy. Like I say, you got to jump through some hoops. Like I said, you got to create an account, fill out some forms, and fucking submit them. Like it's really not that hard. So yeah, now I get to have a new wallet. I mean, I got to pay $18 for shipping because I have to pay to ship this one there and then the new one back. So it's probably $9 each way. But yeah, that's that. So what you had said, do you want to tell me what you had said before?
Well, I mean, I don't remember what I said because I said it so eloquently before.
You said it's a poor business model.
I think it's a poor business model.
So
so the lifetime warranty, whatever, on things that don't break or really need replacement seems like a bad business model. So, for example, the wallet, shitty situation. What happened? The dog got to it. Oh, well. Now, if I was running a business, maybe this is why I shouldn't run a retail business. I don't think you're necessarily entitled to a new wallet for free because not my dog. You're the one who didn't have the time to fill your new one and take it with you. But the way I look at it, I'm just like, how long can you do like lifetime warranties? Because like you just said, you just bought one wallet and theoretically you shouldn't need to ever pay for another one if the company stays in business.
Right. Correct. And I mean, I look at it so I look at, I'll take exactly what you said. And I kind of look at it as the opposite way is I don't think it's that bad of a business model because it is an item that theoretically should never break, right? Like I just said, this wallet that I've had is roughly 20 years old, if not more. So if I have this wallet that I have now, well, it won't be this one because this one's getting shipped back to them. But if I have the next wallet for another 20 to 25 years, okay, cool. What am I going to have to buy a new wallet in 25 years? Or maybe less, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where I look at it like they're selling something that really it's not a consumable, right? Like, it's not like something that expires or it gets consumed, right? It's by definition, it's not a consumable. So like, what the fuck do you care whether or not, if something had a lifetime warranty, I don't know. And then also you have to take into account the cost of the thing too, right? Like the wallet was $60. So
I don't know if that's a lot.
It's not.
Is that a lot? I don't even know.
Not. I mean, it's a leather product. I feel like, I don't know. And then that's also one of those things, like, again, if you look, there's a lot of sliding scales here. There's a lot of, it depends, right? So if you're going to theoretically buy a wallet every 25 years, does it matter if you spend $150 on a wallet? Like, now, all things aside, I personally would not spend $150 on a wallet, but if it's one product that you have to buy once every 25 years, does it matter if it's $125? No. It doesn't. To like realistically, no.
But what is that? What is that per year?
Yeah,
I have to budget. I have to budget that in.
I'm gonna need to see an average annual value on that.
Imagine like doing like a P&L for yourself, and you have like a depreciation on your wallet.
Yeah,
and like deferred payment.
Right. Yeah. So
well, I paid $1.25 in 1998.
Yeah. So you add inflation.
Yeah.
Carry the two.
And actually, I've actually gotten ahead, so I'm gonna have to go to revise all of those docs.
Yeah. Oh, looks like I can't buy bananas this week.
This one lasted 26 years.
Yeah.
Getting ahead.
So, like it's $60, right? Like it is what it is. But
so the way I look at it, there's only a few ways. So there's only a few outcomes for a wallet. One is it gets lost. You lose it, you don't get a new one. That does not fit the warranty because you do have to send it back.
Right.
2, it wears out.
Yes.
Which, as you said, we're on about 20 years.
Yeah.
3, something catastrophic happens.
A dog chews it.
And that's what I mean but it's like by no fault of the company. Now I understand what they're doing. They're probably just doing a solid, like trying to maximize customer service and be a company that's not a fucking faceless suckhole of a thing. But it's like when do they do anything else besides wallets?
Yeah.
All right. So I guess that changes too. But it would be like, okay, so take like sunglasses.
Right.
Like,
so the example I was going to use before was an iPhone.
So
because so that's what I was getting at with the cost thing. Like an iPhone costs, let's just call it $2,000 just to use round numbers. It doesn't make sense to have a lifetime replacement for something that costs $2,000. Does it matter that you have a lifetime replacement on a product that costs $60? I don't think so.
So what if I want to flip the category because the wallet thing is tough because truthfully, I don't know when I got my wallet and I don't ever think about purchasing a new one.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah. I actually one time it for 20 years.
One time I thought about getting one of those like skinny ones, but then I realized there's nowhere to put cash. And it's like, I don't carry cash a lot, but when I do carry cash,
I went with the King's Loot because it has an inside money clip. You can snap your cash inside, fold it up, and you're good to go.
Wow, sounds awesome. I'm not paying that for a wallet. But like let's use sunglasses as an example.
Right. I think that's a good example.
So if a sunglass company, and there's one that let's use a couple different examples. So I just bought from Gooder, who could be a sponsor potentially. I mean, we probably just have to reach out to them.
Yeah.
Their sunglasses cost $25 to $35. And if they turn around, we're like, okay, we're going to give a lifetime warranty on our sunglasses. I just don't understand that because it's a low price point for sunglasses and they're pretty good, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't know the fucking difference. If I'm staring at the sun, it's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
But the whole idea of coming in at a $25, $35 price point is that if you lose the fucking things, it doesn't bury you financially.
Right.
Because what are the most often consequences of sunglasses? They break, they
get lost,
or you lose them.
Yeah.
Generally. So if they were to be like, all right, we're going to do lifetime, whatever, they would be fucking trying to fill fucking claims all the time. It's like, oh, right. I popped the fucking thing. I forgot they were in my pocket. I smashed them off fell out of my pocket. Like, whatever.
My dog chewed them.
Whatever. But then if you're going to charge, and I genuinely don't know what Ray-Bans cost.
Anywhere depending on the style, probably anywhere from $80 to $300.
Okay. 80, 300.
You keep numbers round, $100 to $300.
All right. So you have $200 sunglasses that you got from Ray-Ban.
Yeah.
You just paid $200 for sunglasses, full knowing that they're nice, full knowing that that's a 3-digit number, and full knowing that that's 10 times what I just told you could get them from a different company for.
Right.
If you fuck up your $200 sunglasses that you know are expensive, that you can get a case for, and that you can take care of, that should not be on Ray-Ban to fix you because you can't take care of your shit.
Right. No, I agree with that. So I think the other half of this is that they require the product back.
Yes.
Which I think solves a lot of problems, right? Because you could be like,
lose it,
oh no, I lost it. They're like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. That's not it.
You gotta send it back.
The lifetime replacement is only for damage. And if something happens, right? Like they actually say in because they on their website, they have a page that talks about the lifetime replacement. And they go, if it becomes your dog's favorite chew toy, like we got you covered. Like they list a bunch of things that it covers. But it says like you have to ship it to us.
Yeah.
And then once we physically get it, then your turnaround time is like a week or whatever to get your new one.
I also got to imagine the amount of people that actually filed a claim is like comically low.
Oh yeah, it's got to be super low.
So,
because people typically don't break wallets, right? Like people very often break sunglasses. You sit on them, they fall off your head.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think what, because you would never lifetime warranty like shoes or boots. Like, what is something that like wears out?
I would
that, like,
say
normally
shoes
wears
are.
out.
It's weird. I think it's a bit of a stretch, but I would put shoes into the consumable category, where like it's not quickly consumed, but it is a consumable, right? Like the shoes don't last forever. Like you're not going to get 20 years out of your shoes. You're lucky if you get 2 years out of your shoe. Depending on what type of shoe and how often they're worn, right? Like if you buy one pair of sneakers and you wear them every day, you ain't going to get 2 years out of them.
No.
But, because some people, like I have pairs of dress shoes that I bought years ago, but I don't wear them every day. So it's like one of those, like, I do think shoes would be considered a consumable.
Yeah, I'm just trying to I'm trying to see if there's any other because all these other examples is like I guess like sunglass was a decent one because that's the same idea. It's like if you take care of it, you should never need another pair unless you want another pair.
Right. Yeah, like I bought a pair of Oakleys in 2016. Still have them.
Yeah. Yeah, like, and unless you want a different style, you're not going to get rid of them.
The same pair of sunglasses I've had for 6 years. And I think I got them, they were clearance. So I only paid like 80 or 90 bucks for them.
Just seems weird, especially like with a wallet where it's like they captured you for 60 bucks and the lifetime of your value might only be 60 bucks.
Yeah. Well, they get you because they sent me a $15 gift card too, like in the wallet, which Pickett also actually chewed. You can kind of see that right there on the top. She did a really good job. So they want you to buy other shit too, right? So I don't know.
Oh, but you said they sell more than wallets too. So I think I was kind of like thinking they're like, it's like, oh, this is a wallet company.
So they're known for their wallets, right? That's how they started. Yeah. And they have all kinds of different wallets. Like they have the classic bifold, the stupid fucking phone one. They have travel wallets, they have minis, they have all kinds of shit. Then they also have accessories. So they have belts.
Okay. So they get you buying all this. Okay. So the
keychains, money clips, watch straps.
Okay, that model makes a little more sense. I thought it was just a wallet company. And I'm like, because I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, all right, so you're worth 60 bucks to them for life, and it's like, it's a lot of fucking wallets you have to sell,
right?
And like, even if you sold 1 million in a year, like, you know how hard you have to do to sell the next 1 million the next year? Like, I don't know.
Right.
Because like you're gonna get no repeat people. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
By the way, was there anything more fucking annoying than a trifold wallet? Like when
Oh
you
my
like
God, that
take
was the worst.
and you take cash out and it's like folded 3 fucking ways.
Yeah, I think the trifold has to be like the ultimate, like, hey, I'm 6, right? like that's like the I'm 7 years old and this is my first wallet. Like the
Right, like,
Velcro, the
I was gonna
Velcro
say, so
trifold.
if someone gives you like money that's like tri-folded, it's like, did this come out of a Velcro wallet?
Yeah. Are you a child? Like, why are you handing me a money with 3 folds in it? Like, don't get the fuck out of here with your tri-fold wallet. It's the worst. It's so stupid.
Awful.
The worst. But the funny thing is, like, I think at least when we were younger, everyone that like under the age of like 12 had a tri-fold wallet. Like that's just what you had.
So annoying.
But it's so stupid. Like it's so impractical. You want to talk about thickness? Like the thing gets like it's like a fucking softball. Like Jesus.
I think growing up, my father used to, I don't know if he has a wallet now. I don't know what the fuck he uses. He had like some plastic thing that held a card and an ID. He would put cash around it and use an elastic. That was his wallet.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people, well, not like I do back in the day. I think my dad actually used to do that too. Is that he would have, so he had the wallet, but then he would have his cash in his other pocket.
Oh, so in case you got robbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could
Yeah.
always like, he's got cash in one pocket and then you keep the wallet in the back pocket. But by the way, are you a back left pocket or right pocket guy?
Oh, I gave up the back pocket.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Man.
because
Do
most
you have
of
a hybrid wallet? Do you have a thin wallet?
no.
Because
I
my
have
this fat fucking thing ain't fitting in my front pocket.
I mean, I don't have anything in it, so that's a good starting point.
Yeah.
1, have less money. 2, no, because I'm usually wearing sweatpants or
Mm.
gym shorts or
True.
things like
That's a good
that. I would say 95% of the time I don't have a back pocket.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. So I'm a back left guy.
I would have been a back right though.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
Right hand, right pocket.
Yeah. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. So I do because I'm just retarded and I do everything left-handed. Like I reach for, I do the left hand. We've talked about it before. Like I batted in baseball lefty. I played hockey left-handed, but I swing a golf club right-handed. I throw a baseball right-handed. I don't know. I'm an enigma, but not a cool one. Just an idiot.
I just do things with different hands.
Yeah, I'm just dumb. So that's my wallet story. So I guess long story short, I still can't have a new wallet.
Well, that's what, see, you fucking, that is like absolute snooze you lose.
Yeah.
Had you just taken care of your shit, Pickett wouldn't have got to it and you wouldn't be here right now.
Well, there's also there's no guarantee that she wouldn't have chewed it with the stuff in it. Although it wouldn't have been home
but it
during
wouldn't
the
have been
day.
there.
It wouldn't have been home during the day. It would have been in my
Yeah.
pocket. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
You should get a task organizer. Organize your tasks.
Task organizer.
Get more organized.
I need to get an elastic band so I can carry cash.
We were talking about that today. I think Hurricane John was like, nowhere takes cash. I'm like, okay, well, that is an absolutely outrageous claim.
Yeah, that is more outrageous than claiming that you invented the question mark. No one takes cash.
No one
Literally
takes,
everybody
what the fuck
takes
do you
cash.
mean no one takes cash? Although I did pay for a round of golf today in cash and it felt weird for a second.
It is, people definitely look at you weird. They're like, wait, you're handing me paper?
Well, especially because you have to like make the change.
Yeah.
Luckily, golf courses is usually fucking old school, so it's like not a problem. But
right.
It's like when you go to so it's like take like a coffee shop for example, because every single one of them you just pay on an iPad.
Yep.
And it's like oh, coffee, $3.62. Well, here's $4. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, what do I do?
I have to make change.
Well, there's a national chain shortage. So,
Is that still, are we still doing that?
of course, there's a shortage of
It's all
everything.
just a conspiracy so that there's no more cash. It's all electronic money and everything's tracked.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why
100%.
the government's going to see what we're buying.
Yeah. So you want to talk about like supply chain and all that shit? So one of the jobs I'm working on, it's actually going to be it's my project that I'm leading. I just had a meeting for it today. So we're shifting buildings around, doing some stuff, whatever. There's construction going on in a building, and there's a I forget what it's called. It's an air. I'm not gonna look it up. It's called like it's some sort of air vent pusher thing. It's for HVAC. It's the giant fucking metal box that goes on the top of a building that runs the HVAC system, that physically like moves the air, to keep things cold or hot or whatever. It's like the unit, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to come in August. Now, we just found out today at this meeting that it is currently in Jordan, the country of Jordan. And the process of building it is way behind. And they're hoping that it could potentially be in by the end of October.
And
so
when are they moving? Next week?
They're supposed to. Well, they're supposed to move in August, like August, September, like that time. So they ain't moving in August, I'll tell you that. And then the other thing that they said was, if things go well, it should be ready by the end of October, which then means it's ready to be shipped. Not that it will be here, but like by the end of October, it will be ready to like make its way on over here, which then means it has to get through customs, and all that shit. And it's like, this whole thing is just wild. It's wild. Because now there's like a trickle down effect, right? Because there's multiple buildings that are being moved, but now this one building, we can't move them in and out at the right time. So then that's supposed to be that spots the people are supposed to move out of are supposed to be backfilled by people in a different building. And then we're getting rid of some buildings and doing all this shit. But now like we're at a standstill because we don't know if people are going to be able to move into that building because there won't be a HVAC system.
What's the problem with the what's the problem with the lack of HVAC system?
Yeah.
They can do without it, right?
Yeah, you don't need it. It's overrated. Moving air, keeping it temperature control is overrated. Yeah.
Dude, I worked in a place without temperature control for like fucking 4 years. Like you can do it.
This is it's a pharmaceutical company. So they have
wear a sweatshirt.
They have cold rooms. So like they need to be kept at temperature for chemicals and shit and all that stuff.
All right, we'll get different chemicals.
Yeah, be better. I don't know. Find hot chemicals.
Or only work with the cold chemicals in the winter and only work with the hot chemicals in the summer. It'll be cold in there. Don't you worry. It'll be plenty cold.
Oh yeah, I know, right? In a fucking giant building with no heating system. When it's
46 degrees is cold.
Yeah, 12 degrees outside, it'll be pretty close to 12 degrees inside.
No, it's not like that.
No,
I found that for a building with walls, the coldest it could get was about 45. And the hottest it could get was about 91.
So you're saying it holds heat a lot better no, not the hold heat is the wrong word, but it Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Think about what would happen if you
it
took
performs worse in the summer than it does in the winter.
So take an aluminum box and just put it in the sun.
It's going to get real fucking hot.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Maybe paint the top black. Real hot.
Yeah, not ideal. Definitely not ideal.
Yeah, it's hard. 91's a lot to work out in too. It's hot.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Now, to be fair, I only did that on like a Sunday one time.
Yeah.
I at least had the decency to bring it down to 82 for people. Which everyone, like, it was so funny too. Like, everyone would like give us shit for like how hot and how cold it was.
Yeah.
And the part that they didn't get is there was no temperature that I was going to be able to bring it to for it to be comfortable.
Right. Like, even if money wasn't an option.
No, literally the building couldn't.
The HVAC system could not.
It couldn't do it.
Yeah.
In an uninsulated building.
Yeah.
In a real winter.
Yeah.
You can't get it past 61.
Right.
And 61 is still cold. So you may as well just be in 58.
And not just an uninsulated building. It's literally, I don't know if it was tin or aluminum. It was some sort of metal. It was just a metal siding building.
Metal siding with plywood walls.
Yeah. And the plywood didn't even go all the way to the top because like that's what 40-foot ceilings.
Yeah, I don't even know. It was super. It was up there. And actually, I think we couldn't get it into the 70s in the summer. I know that. And so at that rate, it's like, well, what the fuck is the difference between 81 and 85?
Yeah, exactly.
No, like seriously, there isn't one. Yeah, like, I cannot get it into the 70s and sustain it. Because then, if the system worked too hard, it fucking broke.
Then you have to call a maintenance guy. Which is more money.
That was insane.
Yeah, that building sucked.
Absolutely insane.
Not ideal. more not ideals.
Yeah. Got everything controlled now, though.
Yeah, you're in a great spot now.
Still makes me mad to turn shit on, though.
But yeah, I mean, just
how quickly people forget their roots.
Right. It's like, oh, you go in and it's like, maybe like 72 and then they're, they complain. It's like, well, did you forget when it used to be 85?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Well, no, because the other thing too is they don't realize like the AC is set to, what do we set it to? 73, 75, something like that. So they come in and it's 70 and they're like, oh, it's so hot. And I'm like, yeah, it's hot outside.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, air? It ain't hot enough for the air to turn on. Fuck out of here.
But also too, like, it's a gym. Like, do you want it to be 62 degrees in a gym? I don't, because it's fucking freezing.
No, they probably want it to be a nice, perfect 66, 67. And it should get progressively colder as they get progressively sweaty.
Yeah. I don't know, even 66 is it's a little on the chilly side for a gym. I'm good with like 70.
Like, well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter.
I'm putting it to what I fucking put it to.
Whatever you put it to.
And yeah, in what is still spring, yeah, sure, it feels warm in there. When it's 95 outside, it feels fucking cold in there.
Right. Yeah, 72 feels real cold when it's fucking 95 outside.
Yeah. I think I do 73 and then Chris comes in and changes it to 75. I think that's generally how it goes.
And then vice versa in the winter though, too. Like when it's 12 degrees outside and you go in and it's like 63, like that feels warm.
Yep.
Like, oh wow, it's hot in here.
Yep.
gotta take my sweatshirt off.
Yep. That's an easy one. Cold today. Yeah. Well, get moving.
Yeah, start fucking running.
Yeah. Hot. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
outside.
it is. It is. Yeah. I have eyes too. My skin works.
Plus, I always, again, I have garnered the ability to answer questions without answering questions or like acknowledging comments.
Yeah.
Oh, hot out. Should have seen me on the golf course today. You played today? Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, of course.
I think there was
Doesn't
one
matter.
day last year I looked at it and I was like, too hot, not worth it. But it wasn't like I'm all in, I'm completely sold. I want to play.
Mhm.
And then I looked at it and go, too hot. I think it was like, I'm iffy. I don't really feel like playing today.
Right. Right.
I can only play 9. So it's like, fuck it. I'll get it some other time.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give it a shot tomorrow. Like,
Yeah. I think I only did that once. Cause like I'll go out there when it's 96. I don't give a shit. Sometimes I hop in a kite, but
as long as it's a dry heat.
it's never a dry heat here. We wouldn't know a dry heat if it fucking cock slapped us.
No, it's a dry. If we get a dry heat again, wait for it. There's a callback when it's hot between Labor Day and Veterans Day. Like if we get a day in that sits like call it September 27th and it's like 82 degrees, that's a dry heat. Versus an 82 degrees in July, you walk outside and it's soup. You're literally walking through soup. Like the air has liquefied.
It's great.
But late summer, early fall, when it gets hot, it's typically a dry heat. You know what I mean? Like we don't get humidity that, first week in October when we get a day that's in the 80s. Like it's not humid. It's a dry heat. But that's the only time we get it, is that one, whatever it is, 7-week stretch.
So when they say like Vegas doesn't have any humidity, is it like legit zero? It can't be legit zero, right? Like that
I think
wouldn't
it's
be
pretty
possible.
close. I think it is pretty close to zero because it is quite literally a desert. So it's like shit doesn't grow there, which means there's no water anywhere.
That's true. We do have water still.
Yeah.
Moisture and
like we have grass.
In
like I
living
don't think you
things.
can grow grass in Vegas.
Well, you
I
do
mean,
on the golf course.
rich people do, but that it costs money. You're not growing grass, you're spending money.
I wonder what the I'm gonna pay attention this fall because people are like, oh, it's so hot out. I'm like, nah, it's a dry heat. It's cold. It says 90, but it's 2% humidity. That's cold. That's what I heard.
Well, it's like you said, the summertime here sucks because it could be 78 degrees, but it's like you got 80% humidity and you're like, this is fucking miserable. Like it's not even 80.
Yeah,
but I'm sweating. I'm sweating from standing.
The feels like on that is actually like 120.
Yeah.
Because if it's 120 in Arizona, since it's dry heat, it's not hot.
Yeah, you need a sweatshirt.
Yeah, you should go out during the day at like 2:00.
Yeah. Make sure you throw some long sleeves on.
Yeah, go for a run.
Although I guess technically in that scenario, like in a desert, right? Like a dry heat. Wouldn't it be better to wear long sleeves?
No, because
then you don't get
evaporate.
cooked. You don't get cooked by the sun though.
Oh yeah, you don't get direct sunlight. I've heard that. That's like the theory behind the sun sleeves. Like when like Dylan Fratelli's a big one. But like when the golfers wear what looks like an Under Armour under their shirt and it's like hot as fuck. They're actually just sleeves that you roll up and they're like UV protection or whatever the fuck, SPF, fucking God knows what. Yeah. And a lot of the Asian golfers do that as well. Yeah. I always thought that they were psychopaths and were like cold.
Well, no, you think about like people that live in the Middle East, right? Like they're all constant, everything is covered. And it's like, I think they're covered because not only is that a dry heat, that's like a fucking oven. Like we think it's hot. We think it's hot here.
Dude, it's cold. It's a dry heat.
Yeah. It gets to be like, I bet you it gets to be like 130 in the fucking desert.
I feel like that's
Iraq.
like world record though.
Like
I feel like
you go to,
130 is the max.
I don't know. I'm gonna Google this.
Well, so because I know what you're saying, because they wear the robes and shit, and it's like if it was so hot that you don't want to wear the robes and shit, like why don't they just walk around in like loincloths?
Right.
And it's the direct sunlight. So I've heard even like some people in Texas, like when they work in like fields and farms and whatever, they wear like button down shirts because they're usually pretty light, but they block direct sunlight.
Ah, fuck. I forgot everywhere else in the world uses Celsius. These degrees mean nothing to me.
Yeah, what is it, 60?
Yeah. It's like 50 degrees. Like, the fuck does that mean? Now I got to do a converter. Celsius to Fahrenheit. I almost typed in Celsius to American. Yeah. 50 degrees is 122 degrees Fahrenheit. So the average, hold on. The average temperature in Iraq in July is 48 roughly. Well, I'm going to round up. It's like 47 and change. It's 48 degrees Celsius. How fucking miserable is that? So 48 degrees. That's 118. The average temperature in July in Iraq is 118.
Yeah, that's cold. That's not hot.
That's fucking disgusting.
No, it's not hot.
No, it's a dry heat.
Yeah,
it's fine. Why do you think they wear robes? They're cold.
Yeah. Yeah, dry heat. It's not hot. It's different. It's different heat.
Yeah. Holy shit, that's fucking wild.
Yeah, we have it bad when it's 80.
Yeah. The low temperature is 37. So what is that?
God,
it's going to be like 90.
No idea what these fucking temperatures
It's 98. So the low temperature in July, the average low in July in Iraq is 98 degrees.
Well, it's definitely cold.
Yeah, well, that's frigid. You got to turn the heat on.
Yeah.
Good thing they have so much oil over there. Holy shit. Dude, that's fucking, it's hell on earth.
The world record temperature is 134.
Wow. Where was it? In Iraq?
No, I think it was Death Valley.
Oh. Wow.
Which I don't understand how California can just like be that hot.
Well, California is the worst place ever. It's pretty much just a shithole. Everything's on fire always. I was listening to a podcast earlier today on my way home, and they were talking about how it's the middle of May, like it's not even dead heat summer, and all of Southern California, I think LA County, is already in a drought warning where people are only allowed 2 days a week to use the water to do like outdoor things, whether it's water the grass or wash your car or whatever the fuck. 2 days in the middle of May. So they were like, what do you think it's going to be like come July and August? And they were talking like everything's always on fire. You get earthquakes. Like California sucks. The taxes are ridiculously high. I don't know why anyone would want to live in California.
Can I rescind my previous statement of 134 being the highest?
Sure.
Okay. Now, some of these are unverified claims, but we're not really into verification, right?
No, I'm not verified on Twitter. Fuck it.
Let me get to it. In 1972, Furnace Creek Ranch, which I believe is Death Valley, 93.9 Celsius.
No
What do you think?
way.
I already have the conversion. What do you think that is?
That's got to be like 200 and
201.
Yeah, yeah.
201 degrees. Now, also on this list, and that was that was the ground. That wasn't air temperature. That was ground temperature. 200.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm more apt to believe.
Oh, it's ground temperature. It's not even hot.
Yeah.
So
well, the ground is a solid. Like the air temperature is air, not to get fucking sciencey, but the air is a gas. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot easier to heat a solid than it is.
So we've got 140 air, 188 unknown, 160 satellite, 152 satellite, 183 ground, 177 satellite. Shit's hot.
Yeah. That's fucking hot.
But all of these are in like deserts. So it's like, no, it's not. Or Mexico. I don't think Mexico is very deserty though. So that's like,
no, well, southern Mexico isn't. I think northern Mexico probably is a little bit desert.
All right, fine.
Because you'd figure it's close to Arizona and Texas, and that's a little bit desert.
Gotta be a wet heat.
Yeah, I mean southern Mexico for sure. Like once you get closer to Central America, because that's where all like the rainforests are.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but northern Mexico, the side that is nearest to the United States, the desert. Hey, sick. So I don't know. That's Sarcasm Speaks on humidity. Do you wanna touch on the PGA before we wrap things up?
Yeah, we can touch on the PGA.
All right.
What do you want? Picks? What do you want?
Why don't
picks,
you
breakdowns?
Fill me in on where it is. What's the course?
All right. So
what's
it's
to look out for.
So it's at Southern Hills, which is in Tulsa. If you want to know anything about Tulsa or really Oklahoma in general, we could get some wind here. So I believe I don't know my Oklahoma geography because again, I'm not a cartographer and Jones would probably know, but he isn't here right now.
Yeah.
Stillwater, I believe, is the second windiest city in the United States behind Boston.
Yes.
I don't know where Tulsa is, but it's in the same state. So I'm guessing Tulsa also can be quite windy. I'm not saying it's second. I'm not saying it's fourth. I'm just going to say they can probably get some wind and it's May and we're getting a lot of fucking wind. So,
and it's flat, right? Like that whole,
there's nothing to block it.
Yeah. It's very flat.
Block the wind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they play in Southern Hills. We're playing the PGA. They haven't played here since 2007. And that was just like an entirely different game. Right.
Yeah. That was LT Gray.
Yeah. And then there's been a couple.
It was also in August back then, wasn't it?
That was most likely still August. Yeah. Yep. So Tiger won in 07. I think before that was 94 or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. They might have had a US Open that I think Retief Goosen won. Like that sounds familiar to me. So I think what we're going to get, and this is like, again, these are just my thoughts on the matter. We're going to get a long, brutal course that is going to require dudes to hit it far, dudes to hit good approach shots, and dudes to get up and down. I think it's going to be very, very, very stock major golf. Like nothing like Torrey Pines, you just had to fucking massacre the ball. And that was that. Kiowa, we knew we were going to get wind. You got to manage the water, but I think what we're going to get is legit just classic course, major golf. It's going to play long. The rough's going to be thick. I think it's Bermuda rough, so it's going to be fucking shitty to hit out of. You're going to have to get up and down. The greens are going to be difficult, but winning score will probably be like 8-9 under, something like that. I believe it's a par 71 normally. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them make it a 70.
It is a 70.
Okay. So
I saw the other day. It is a par 70.
so one thing that I was looking at was like with my breaking down of the golfers was par 4 scoring average, because you only get the 2 cracks at the par 5. I don't know how long the par 5s are gonna be.
One of them is really long.
So they could be gettable, they could not be gettable, but you're gonna have to score well on par 4s, and that's how this is gonna work. So yeah, so when I was like actually like doing my thing, I think I went off the tee. I think I was looking at off the tee, around the green, or I might have went right to scrambling. Not sure. Strokes gain approach, obviously. I mean, obviously, like again, it's very, very standard. Strokes gain total and then par 4 scoring. So, I know. So I took on Sunday, I took Matsuyama at 31-1, because that I mean, he almost had the clubhouse lead on Sunday. So he's playing good enough. He hits the fuck out of the ball from an approach perspective. And I didn't think 31-1 was going to stay, so I took it pretty early. Then I also like Justin Thomas. I like Patrick Cantlay. So I already took them. I think 14 and 20-1.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on Matsuyama 31-1. I'm on Cantlay 20-1, and Justin Thomas 14-1. I am running for the hills from Victor Hovland, because he is the fucking worst around the greens. I think that takes Lowry out of it too. Corey Connors is the same thing. Morikawa is the same thing. I think I have an irrational thing here. So Cameron Young statistically is a good play, but I also think this is only his second major.
Yeah.
And he's never played something like this. Now, this is the part that I don't like, because I don't necessarily do this all the time. The daily fantasy people love Cameron Young this week. And by daily fantasy people, I mean the participants, not the ones who actually like kind of know what they're doing.
Right.
So I'm a little wary of him. Anytime someone is like it's almost like the public dog. There's like,
right.
It's like the public dark horse. So it's like, ooh, dark horse. Yeah, well, 1 in 4 lineups is taking the guy. How much of a fucking dark horse is that?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I just try to like steer clear of that, because if there was no strokes gain data, no one would be taking this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But there is strokes gain data, so I don't want to ignore that. But that's one where it's like, I don't know, maybe a flyer on a top 20.
Yeah. I was looking at him to either top 10 or top 20. To be completely open, I only have 2 bets that are placed so far, and they were bets that were placed previously. I took Will Zalatoris 35-1 while I was in New York a few weeks ago, just because I texted you and Jones while I was looking at DraftKings, because shout out to New York, they actually allow sports betting. So I was on the DraftKings app and I saw Zalatoris 35-1, and I was like, I feel like that's pretty good odds. Like that's pretty good value there for Zalatoris. So I took him at 35. And then on your recommendation, Sunday, I think it was, I took Matsuyama at 30-1. Yeah. So those are the only 2 I have. I've done some looking, I've done some reading. I haven't had the time to sit down and actually look and do like what I used to do with like the hardcore analysis, just because with the job that my job right now, like where we just started a move phase. So like it's literally go time from 8 a.m. to fucking 4 p.m. So I just can't dedicate the right time. So I'm tailing. I'm going to be tailing a lot of people for the PGA this week. I don't know. I might have like I said, I may only end up with like one real play of my own, which I think is going to be Matt Jones. Shout out to Jones, and also shout out to our buddy Jones. So Matt Jones, this is what I looked at very briefly today, is ranked second in the PGA in strokes gained around the green. And one of the articles that I read today said that strokes gained around the green is probably going to be the most important thing. They talked about, similar to you, they had off the tee, around the green, and approach. And I think they ranked them. Around the green was most important, approach was second, and off the tee was third.
Where did you see that?
The lines. Is it John Holzbauer on
I have
Twitter?
no idea. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna criticize that though, because
Also, really quick, I can confirm both par fives are well over 600 yards.
yeah, but that's the thing is like they'll probably be around it in two. Anyway,
Yeah.
because they're all fucking, it's fucking crazy. They play a different game. Yeah, so I mean, like then you would just rank your strokes gained tee to green. Like you don't even need to break down by category. You would just go strokes gained tee to green. So it's like
Yeah.
so I actually pulled mine up. So I went strokes gained off the tee. I actually pulled scrambling because
That makes sense.
I wanted to look at scrambling specifically because if your strokes gained, because the way strokes gained around the green is measured, it's your progress to the hole measured in strokes. So if you are, say you have a, I don't know any metrics off the top of my head. If you have an 18-yard chip and you hit it to 6 feet, I believe you lose strokes because an 18-footer generally is a little bit closer. I think average is like 5 feet. So like you're 1 foot out. So you lose strokes because you didn't get it to average, whatever the fuck.
Right.
But you hit the putt. So it's like your strokes gain around the green suffered, but you still got down in 2. So that's why like I wanted to look at scrambling, because if someone is maybe like a little bit of a poor chipper, they could potentially get saved by their putting on the back end. So I pulled scrambling this time instead of strokes gain around the green because I want to know who actually gets down in 2.
Right.
And not
right.
just who hits good chip shots. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because the other thing is now, conversely, with what I just used, if we stretch it out, because strokes gain around the green, I believe, is like it's either 60 yards and in or 100 yards and in. I'm not sure which one it is. So proximity wise, from 55 yards, if you hit it to 11 feet, you have gained strokes around the green. But that putt is a low percent, or it's a lower percentage make. So you don't get down in 2. So it's like, just because you hit the good shots doesn't necessarily mean you get down in 2. So I wanted to pull scrambling just for this one, because when it comes to the PGA Championship through the 4 rounds, I firmly believe that the scoring is what's most important. It's not about the data because it's a major. Now, I wouldn't say that because next week, I don't know where the fuck they go next. Last week, they were at the Byron Nelson. I would say, you know, I didn't did I do Byron Nelson? Oh, I did do it. So I had Matsuyama. Like those statistics are fine, and we have years of it, and we have truth, whatever. The thing about Southern Hills is we don't know it. We don't know the correlation. Now there is a correlation with the PGA itself, but we don't know what it is. Like we haven't seen this place in 15 years. So
Yeah.
I tried to find all measures that were about scoring and not always the other way. Which is why I threw in par 4 scoring. And I also had distance. One of my sources had distance matters, but all that did for me though is it just eliminated the short guys.
Yeah.
So I just like it in order for me to take people off my list. Like I still have Corey Connors on here. He's 96th. I would not take Corey Connors to bet on, even though he's in like my top 13 guys. He's not good around the greens. He's not long off the tee. I mean, he's straight off the tee, but your approach play is only going to take you so far. Plus, he's a little bit of a bum. So do with it what you will. I mean, this comes out Thursday, so hopefully you're getting this early enough. I don't know when tee times start. So I've got Thomas 14-1. I've got Cantlay 20-1. I've got Matsuyama 31-1. I'm probably going to maybe look at Cam Young for a top 20. Schauffele I'd like to play, but he just always fucking loses.
Unless it's a team event.
Unless it's a team event or a non-real gold medal event. Yep.
Yeah.
I like Neiman. I just don't like him more than the other people. Roars. We'll see if he can get it done. I mean, this should fit right up his alley. Keith Mitchell might be a good top 20. His odds will be a little bit long. Most of his metrics are pretty good. Hovland, I would stay away from. Zalatoris, I like. He hasn't won yet. Little bit of a concern, but I think he's good enough to. Lowry, I'm staying away from. He's just not good enough off the tee. Why the fuck is he on my list? Oh, because he's second in scrambling, but he's like 100th in fucking around the green. Yeah, he's one of them.
Yeah.
He knows how to get the ball in the hole, even if his metrics aren't that good around the green.
Right.
Morikawa is not good around the green. He is not good scrambling. And Sam Burns is very, very mediocre off the tee.
I would like to rescind my statement about Matt Jones.
Yeah, thank you.
Because despite him being second in strokes gained around the green, just looking at, all I did was just go to his results, and looking at the Honda was pretty windy, right? He didn't make the cut. The Players was tough. He didn't make the cut. Trying to think of what else. There was one other one with the Arnold Palmer was also kind of windy, right? That was a tough course. He was T52, and he missed his last cut, the cut in his last event at the Wells Fargo. So, he can pound sand.
Yep, sure can.
Sorry, Jones. Your namesake will not be getting my money this week.
And then one other thing I did like about Cantlay and Thomas specifically is they had very similar metrics to last year as well.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised to see Scheffler around or Rahm around, but Jon Rahm is not getting around the green very well.
Right.
This year.
All right. Well, like I said, I don't have... But what I tried to come up with off the top of my head, once I spent 5 minutes looking at it, I was like, that's a really bad idea. Don't do that.
So, I
don't have anything crazy.
No. So another thing, if we go PGA Championship going back, so Phil won last year. 2020 was Morikawa. 2018 and 19 was Koepka. 17 was Justin Thomas. 16 was Jimmy Walker. So going back, Phil is a major champion. and his length is pretty good at this point. Surprising, yes, but profile wise, he's like, dude, the dude has won before. Like, he knows how to fucking win majors and win tournaments.
Right.
You could say the same thing about Morikawa, Koepka, Justin Thomas. So until you get to Jimmy Walker is like pretty much an anomaly. And it's like, so of those, these are dudes that win. And then going back, so 15 was Jason Day, 14 was Rory, 13 PGA. That was the Duff Daddy. He was playing okay then. 12 PGA was Rory again. 11 PGA was Keegan Bradley. Okay. So you get some weird ones, but generally speaking, because I just went back to 2011 in my head, you get guys that are generally pretty good and generally kind of win. And you've even got more of those guys now. So it's like, I'm seeing the leader, or I'm seeing the odds board, and there's a lot of guys at like 20 and less, or like 22 and less. And you're not seeing much in like 25 to 35, because I think, it's more likely to come from, or like a PGA, I think is more likely to come from Rahm, Scheffler, Spieth, Thomas, like the top 12 to 14 on the odds board than it is to come from like Neiman or Burns or whoever.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
And like, there's a reason why like Neiman, Burns, Lowry, like those guys, even Berger, Ian Mack likes Berger, but
I haven't listened to that podcast.
But like, even those guys, they're all like still in that like 30 to 45 range. And that's what they were for the Masters. And it's like, they have not moved. And there's probably a fucking reason.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. All right. Well, good luck to everybody. Make sure you go to mybookie.com. When you sign up, use a promo code SarcasmPod, and they will double your first deposit up to $1,000 over there. So if you want to bet the PGA, like we said, it does come up, it does start today, like when this episode drops. So if you catch it early enough, again, mybookie.com, promo code SarcasmPod will double your first deposit over there. So enjoy that. So I think that's probably it, right? Time to wrap this bitch up.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got?
So I don't know where you stand on this matter. General feeling about tacos. How do you feel about tacos?
I like tacos.
Pretty good, generally speaking.
Yeah, I'd say pretty good.
All right. Tacos, in my book, they're fine. I think they're a decent thing to eat, but whatever the taco is, I don't think the ability of the taco enhances what the food was originally. Let me give you an example. If you were to say it's like, oh, I'm going to make pulled pork tacos. Like, okay, cool. But pulled pork is good on its own. It's like, I don't necessarily need all the other shit.
Right.
Now, if this is someone who actually knows what they're doing, then like, and they're like really, really good tacos, that's a different story. I'm talking average.
Yeah, like the tacos we got when we were in Austin.
Yeah.
those were unfucking real.
Yeah, so those are really good. And yet I always see, and that's how I feel about the situation. Like, most tacos are just kind of fine. And like, I don't know, have I said this to you? It's like, I would never fucking buy a ribeye steak to make a Philly cheesesteak out of. I would just eat the ribeye.
Right.
Have we talked about that?
I feel like probably, yeah.
All right. And because that's how I feel about that. Like, why the fuck would I get a ribeye to throw it in the freezer to cut it up to make a fucking cheesesteak out of? Fuck that.
Yeah.
I feel similar about tacos and the process of low and slow, whatever the fuck, just to make tacos. So I think it's fucking useless to smoke a brisket for fucking 10, 12, 16 hours just so you can make tacos. That seems fucking dumb to me.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing, like, I just keep seeing this shit. And it's like, oh, beef shin tacos. And I'm like, dude, just shred the beef. Like, what? Like, why? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you want tacos that bad that you need to do a fucking 16-hour smoke on them? Like, how the fuck does that make any sense?
Yeah. It kind of almost kind of doesn't.
And then, like,
well, you know what
why?
that is? I know what that is. That's white people. That's white people ruining everything, right? Because real tacos, right? Like from Mexico, what are they? They're shredded chicken, ground beef. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to go to, again, let's go back to the taco stand in Austin. Like the greatest tacos I've had in my entire life from that. I forget what it is, Granny's Tacos in Austin, Texas.
On Cesar Chavez.
On Cesar Chavez Boulevard. Unfucking believable. It was simple. You get ground beef, you get chicken. They had chorizo. And I think that might have been it. I mean, they had like a breakfast taco, so they had eggs and shit, but like it was simple. Like they were legit Mexican. Like they did not speak very good English. And there was no brisket tacos. There was no, egg and beef shin shredded taco. There was no pulled pork and whatever thing. It was nope. Ground beef, shredded chicken, whatever the fuck else, chorizo, like I said, whatever like your standard are. And like we got tacos at some other places too. And like that's all it was. So the brisket taco, like you said, like smoking something for 14 hours to then just put it in a taco, that's white people. That's white people doing stupid shit.
It just is like such a waste of a smoke like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you just eat the brisket?
Just eat it, right? Like just eat the brisket. Like it's delicious. You don't need to put it in a taco.
Yeah, and it's like you're gonna fucking rip a smoke butt or smoke a pork butt, like just so you can make tacos. Like why? Yeah. Just throw it in the fucking crock pot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the same. Fuck, it isn't. Like all a taco is you took something that's usually pretty good, gave it a vessel to eat it with, and dumped a bunch of shit on top of it.
Right.
Like, why? Why do that? Like, why fire up a smoker? Why cook for that fucking long? Why do all that to make a fucking taco?
Yeah. That's stupid. It's because you're white. You're a stupid white person.
Fucking Ben Affleck and his goddamn tacos.
So, don't get stupid tacos if you're out there and you're listening.
No, just don't make them. No, you can get them, but like, why? Again, it's the fucking process. Like, you're gonna go out and buy if you live in Massachusetts, you ain't getting a brisket for less than $6.99 a pound, and so you're gonna spend almost at minimum $21 on that cut, and you're gonna go back. You're gonna potentially rub it, leave it overnight, bring it out, leave it on the counter, room temperature. And then you're going to, again, a 3-pound brisket, you're going to have to smoke that fucking thing for probably 6 to 8 hours, I assume.
At least, yeah.
Just so that you can bring it back in, let it rest, just so that you can fucking put it into tacos, like chop it up and put it into tacos. Like, fuck that. Like, just eat the fucking brisket.
Yeah.
Skip the fucking tacos.
Yeah.
Never mind. It's like, in the mood for tacos, so I smoked a brisket. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
That makes no fucking sense. Like if you were like, I've put myself in a situation sometimes where it's like, I'll cook more food than I need. So it's like, all right, so I got a 5-pound pork butt, throw it in the crock pot because that's how I'm cooking it, whatever. And I'm like, I'll eat a bunch of it as pulled pork. Good, done.
Right.
Like throw some pulled pork on a mac and cheese, whatever, fine.
Right.
And then like it's like, all right, well, I got a little bit more. Like maybe I'll make some tacos out of this, like throw some shit in the pan, whatever.
Right. But it
fine.
wasn't like you made it specifically
But it's
to put it in
like,
tacos.
I was in the mood for tacos, so I went and bought a fucking. I went and just occupied 36 hours of my life
Yeah.
between buying the shit,
Yeah.
like getting the shit in there, like lighting up the smoker, cooking it, take it out, let it rest. Oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
And I see it all over fucking Instagram, obviously.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Look at these tacos. Yeah.
In the mood for tacos.
Stupid white people.
You can title it that, in the mood for tacos.
Yeah.
Hungry for apples.
Hungry for apples? Yes. Speaking of stupid white people, Adele is in the news because she just recently bought the mansion that previously belonged to Sylvester Stallone in, I don't know, somewhere in California. I don't know. But Stallone's getting the fuck out of California because, as we talked about at the top of the show, it sucks. So he's going to Florida. So I'm going to just read this little bit and then I'm going to tell you about my favorite part. So Adele bought the Sylvester Stallone's mansion for $58 million. $58 million in February of 2022, which actually is a hefty discount because the Rocky actor had originally listed the home for a staggering $110 million in 2021. He bought the land that the home is on in 1994 for $2.3 million and built the home from the ground up. After living in it for a whopping 28 years, Adele then scooped it up for a staggering $52 million less than asking price, whatever. It's unclear why the house was sold for so much less, but the 75-year-old had already dropped the price once before. I'll tell you why he dropped it, because he wanted to get the fuck out of there because California sucks. So it's a 21,000 square foot home. And my favorite part about all of this is that it is the dead on exactly what you would expect Sylvester Stallone's house to look like, his mansion, to be more specific. There are Rocky statues all over the house. There's a Rocky statue by the base of the in-ground pool. It's literally like an Olympic-sized fucking swimming pool. And then on one end, it's a fucking Rocky statue. Like, there's a Rocky statue inside the house. There was like memorabilia of like the title belt that Rocky Balboa won that doesn't exist because Rocky Balboa is not a real person.
Sure, he is.
It's Sylvester Stallone.
Philly put up a statue for him.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. The city of Philadelphia has a statue to a fake guy, but they won't put up a statue for who is it? Joe Frazier from Philly, but they have one for fucking Rocky. But yeah, there's multiple statues. I'm looking at one right now. The statue is literally at the base of the pool. There's another one in like what looks to be like a trophy room, right? And from everything that I've found is that Adele has left the statues. So my question to you is, again, money not being an option, which apparently you got it for almost a 50% discount anyway, but
yeah, it's just good value.
You buy Sylvester Stallone's mansion that has all of his stupid memorabilia bullshit to a character that he played in the 80s and the 90s. Do you keep the stuff?
Oh yeah.
Because I do. I agree with you 100%.
1,000%.
I keep that statue. I keep the Rocky statue. And every time I walk by it, I'll fucking tap it. You know, like I go to fucking Notre Dame when I'm about to run onto the field. I'll give Rocky a fist bump every time I go by. Like, there could be 7 statues in this house, and there's 21,000 square feet. Like, there could be more than 7 statues realistically, but like, I'm leaving all of them. I'm not touching any of them.
No, every single one's staying.
They're amazing. That's amazing.
It's part of why I bought the house. If I wanted just some fucking diesel ass mansion,
right?
I could probably get it statue-less for like 45.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I just think it's great. I think I don't really have an opinion on Adele one way or the other. She's fine. She's a great singer, right? She's got a great voice. I don't care for any of her songs. Like I said, I don't have an opinion on her one way or the other. But this definitely moves the needle towards like, because she left all of Stallone's shit just intact. Because you got to think too, like, obviously we know it's Adele. We know she's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever, clearly, because she spent 58 million on a house. And if you spend 58 million dollars on a house, you have the money to take down a couple statues, but she didn't do it. She left them. So, like I said, this moved the needle for me in the positive direction. So good on Adele. And I'm glad we agree that we're leaving the statues and any other fucking crazy memorabilia that just got left behind. Because I don't know what he took. Like, I don't know, like maybe he wasn't in Commando, right? That was Schwarzenegger. What was the other one? Well, I know he was in Rambo, but I feel like there was another like shoot 'em up, like army stuff, like Rambo style movie he was in. I don't know. Maybe he had some Rambo memorabilia shit there too, like the headband. Like I'm keeping I'm putting the headband. I'm gonna put that shit on. I'm gonna wear it around the house. I mean, like, I don't know. It's Stallone.
So really quick,
Yeah.
if you could own, maybe we should save this for the next one. If you could own anyone's house, whose house would you own?
Ooh.
Why don't we save that?
Let's save that.
All right, I'll put it in the sheet.
Yeah. I like that. We end on a cliffhanger. Get people to come back for the next episode. It's like we're real-time show writers now. Big Hollywood, big time.
You can call me producer now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're lacking producer Jamie, so someone's got to fill the shoes.
And producer Michaela's upstairs.
Yeah. So that's going to do it. Stay tuned for next week. You can go to grillyourassoff.com and use the promo code SarcasmPod to get 15% off your entire order every single time you check out. Big fan of grillyourassoff.com. I used them tonight when I cooked. So again, promo code SarcasmPod over there at grillyourassoff.com. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Twitter is Sarcasm_speaks. Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. The website, sarcasmspeaks.com. You can get the merch store over there too. Like, rate, subscribe, thumbs up, rate, review, all that stuff. Tell everybody you know about the show. Keep spreading the word. And until next time.